watching this. I'm sorry I have to do this. What this is an attempt to be is a recap of episode 5 of the Burning Staff 2.0 Dungeons and Dragons campaign. The reason being, Twitch for some reason lost the VOD. I had the settings as always for the VOD to be saved, but at the end of the stream it wasn't there. So what I'm going to attempt to do now is to do a quick recap, I guess, of what happened, just so that I still have a video to put in the place of the series for anyone who is watching. I really wholly apologise to anybody who is watching the series and that I have to do this. I'm really annoyed with Twitch. It wasn't my fault. It's an issue at their end. They've not yet resolved it for me. They say they can't. I know they can. I'm very nice. I'm trying to persuade them to do it for me. I'm saying, look, I'll pay if you want. Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 we have. And then 5 is missing. So this is going to be an attempt to replace number 5 if I do not get it recovered from Twitch. So I didn't write this down. I'm just going to try and remember. So episode 5 of the Burning Staff. The guys left the caverns under Norm's sawmill. Again, they checked in with Norm, told him what was going on. They went again drinking. This time Cornet stayed back to repair his sling staff, and Kiara, Garona and Darrow went for a drink. And this time someone in the same bar as last time, the one where Darrow got really drunk with Blark and had a great time. This time someone was being a dick to Garona, like being racist because she's a half-orc, and she got into a fist fight and she knocked the guy out. Everyone in the bar loved it. They got all their drinks free for the rest of the night. They didn't stay for much longer. Garona went fishing. Cornaith fixed his sling staff. So the next day, the adventurers, they travelled back down into the 4th level of this cavern underneath Norm's sawmill storeroom, still having not found Norm's ring. The one small section of that area they had not explored, they did have an interesting encounter. Darrow was the only one to pass the perception check, and he heard in a dwarven voice, a voice in the dwarven language, but almost like a whisper, a ghostly whisper talk to him. He talked back in dwarven to the voice, and he discovered it was a ghost. There was a ghost of a dwarf named, I think it was Keldrick. Forget his name now, the second name, and he had a brother Derek. Keldrick was waiting for his brother Derek. They were part of a reaver party that was attacked in a basilisk's lair. They were pulling out some treasure. A few of them escaped. They were pulling out some treasure. The 2 brothers were left behind. One brother said to the other, I will guard the captain's treasure. You will go catch up with the rest of the guys. Tell them I'm here. And 1,000 years later, the guys have come across this dwarf's ghost. Darrow, with his skill and knowledge of the dwarven history of the area, has managed to convince the ghost that he was in fact a ghost, that his brother will not come back. And he has found he's helped this ghost to find peace, and the ghost has disappeared. So they have then gone to... Yes, so they went round it after making sure this last little piece of the 4th cave was searched. They have went round everything with the detect magic spell, and they found in the treasure chest that the dwarf had, the ghost dwarf had, they found a big pile of gold and silver pieces and a scimitar wrapped in a scarf. Now the scarf was in perfect condition, and so was a scimitar, being over 1,000 years old. The detect magic has shown that these were both magic items. The scimitar is a magic item, and the scarf is a powerful magic item. They also, with their search of the first 4 caverns, using detect magic spells, Darrow used a couple, they found another spear, like the first one they found, the one that was with a shell or some kind of spear, some coral, something like that, the spearhead. They found another one of those. So they then left again to take the unidentified items out to Norm, who again is sending them up to a friend to have identified. And then they've returned to start exploring the 5th level of the cavern. Now the 5th level of the cavern was the one beyond the hole. They found the hole going down with these steps. So, oh yes, when they returned after clearing out the first floor before the hole, Norm has started to send men in. He's got a couple of guards who've gone in. They've put around the first cavern, they've put torches up on all the walls, and they're making this a base, some sort of base for something now. He's sent in a builder crew, and he has the guys. They're setting up a workstation. There's tables set up. 2 seconds. And so they've gone down. They took some rope from these building crews and they've gone down to what is this? You know, it was about 75 meters long tunnel going down at like a 30 or 60 degree angle, whichever way you look at it. And they've gone down there and discovered that there's a whole nother cavern, a river, like a stream or a small river running through it. They're exploring through here and they were attacked and surprised by giant frogs, half a dozen or so, I think, of smaller ones, like 2 feet long, that have been trying to attack them. We had a lot of jokes in the game because I being stupid, said that the tongue punches you because the giant frogs were not big enough to pull people in and swallow them whole, so the smaller ones were, you know, attacking with their tongue, and I said it punches you with its tongue, and then, you know, the dirty joke started, so we had that. And then they were attacked by a couple of larger ones that are big enough to swallow a small to medium-sized creature whole. Garona was caught by the tongue of one of these large ones, and it landed a critical hit, but because she's too big to be swallowed, it's just slammed her against the wall. We then had Darrow got caught by one of these giant frogs, and it tried to pull him, to eat him whole. And then Garona has almost tripped over the tongue in between Darrow and this giant frog when she's jumping over it to try and get to another one. The guys eventually then have ended that battle, and they'd taken out it was 3, I think, big giant frogs and half a dozen or so smaller giant frogs, and that was the 4 hours of our session. Again, I'm very sorry to have to do this. This is going to be a short 5-minute video in a series of 4-hour VODs, but like I say, Twitch lost the VOD. It wasn't my fault. I am pestering them to try to get me it back, so hopefully I'll be able to replace this with the real VOD. But I wanted to make this to put up and to put on YouTube, just in case. So, in all the usual places, I will make this a highlight. I will add this to the Burning Staff series, the collection on Twitch, and then more than 24 hours later, because you have to, I will then upload it to the same place in YouTube, and you'll see it in all the regular places in Discord.